Well, 2014 is the year to buy a house. This, according to Natalie Pace, CEO of Women's Investment Network and author of The ABCs of Money. And she joins me now with her reasons why. Natalie, I had thought maybe we've already missed the boat on some of these best deals in housing and that prices have already climbed up too much.
Well, not really. We're still at 10-year lows, and you can still finance at that lifetime low. And for most people, that is the biggest price that they're paying, is on how much they finance it. Also, in many of the markets, it's cheaper to rent. I mean, cheaper to buy than it is to rent. So don't forget that great mortgage interest tax write-off as well. So we can start getting closer to that millionaire tax plan of paying 15%.
Right. And one of the things that helped contribute to that bubble back in 07, 08 anyway. Got some numbers for you on median home prices, median. So 06, they peak at $222,000 almost. 09, they've fallen 22% or so. We actually have a chart of some prices to $172,000. Okay. We actually got a list of numbers too. But then by 2013, it's up to $196,000. So from the bottom in 09, housing prices are up only 13%. But from the bottom in 09, stock prices are up over 100%. So it seems like maybe you've got some numbers working your way on home.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that it offers a nicer, safer return. Stocks can be a little bit more risky than real estate, provided you buy a home that you can afford. You can live there, you're going to plan on staying there a while. I wouldn't go into the buy and flip environment right now, because prices are only expected to go up on average 5 or 5.5% next year. But over time, 5 and 5.5% really adds up, particularly when you've got the tax write-off and you're living there.
So while 2014 might be good for me to buy a home when I rent, I don't own one, you say it's not a good idea for a person to buy a home as an investment when they already own.
Well, no, actually, I do think that this can be. You got to know your region and you have to know your market. So income property can be a good investment this year as well. But I wouldn't necessarily go in there in the buy and flip mode, because we are in a slower growth on that recovery. And this year we're seeing actually what's really going to keep the prices down a little bit is we're starting to see the bank-owned properties come back on the marketplace. And so be careful about buying and flipping.
Okay. And in your rose-colored view that 2014 is a good year to buy a home, have you factored in what happens if interest rates start to rise, those mortgage rates rise, and that ends up hurting home values and bring prices down?
Well, I think that what people need to get to do is just lock in that fixed any way that you can. 40% of sales right now are cash sales, and what people are doing is that they're teaming up with their parents who are getting negative return on bonds and, having this security. So you got to partner up and team up to do whatever you can do to lock in that low for a fixed and then stay there and enjoy it.
Right. Generally, if I want to buy a home and I'm thinking, how long should I want to live in it? Because there's a difference between buying a home as an investment that I want to go up and buying a home that I want to live in it. But what's the minimum? I feel like when you buy a stock, you should have a minimum in mind of 2 years, really. But for a home, what's your minimum?
Well, I would say if you're looking, your average job is about 7 years, and you're probably okay with that. So, if you can say, hey, I think I'm going to be working here and want to live here for at least 7 to 10 years, definitely buy it. Okay. Even if you can't say that, I think that real estate is a good idea right now, because bonds are miserable and you do need a safe haven for some of that money. You can't go all in on stocks, particularly if you're getting close to retirement.
Right. But overall, wasn't the mistake of the housing bubble that we looked at our homes as investments when we should have been looking at them as a good place to live? And are we making that same mistake again here?
I don't think so. I think that the prices are back to 2004 levels A. Also, you can, I think people are more aware of what they can afford. We really had, a lot of infomercials late at night about how people could just make money hand over fist. Lending standards are tighter, so it's actually harder to find a loan. That's why we have so much cash buys going on. So, no, I don't think we're in a bubble right now at all. And also, we have the foreign market coming in.
All right. You've nicely prosecuted your case. Thanks for being with us today, Natalie Pace.